Welcome to the newest installment of Justin's video diary, or my video diary, who is also Justin. I kind of want to talk about triggers tonight because I started thinking about triggers and how we allow for misunderstandings or getting mad on the road or getting mad at spouses, and it's just kind of interesting to me because I usually would get in arguments with my wife, and it was I would use that as the ammunition or for a reason to go use, and I've actually noticed that if I don't allow myself to get frustrated and mad at other people, then it doesn't bother me so much to where I harbor ill will, and I just allow it to fester in my heart, and so that's an important aspect of triggers. And I realized tonight or today as I was thinking about it, because there was one of the guys in here had an issue with triggers because there was a guy that went to the dentist and took fentanyl, or it was a patch, or it was a shot, but it affected one of the other residents, and so it just helped me realize just how powerful triggers can be, and how if we kind of ruminate on them and just allow them for us to just play that tape constantly and loop and loop, and if we don't break that cycle of thinking and call somebody or tell somebody, it's also a way that we are able to have accountability, as far as then we're accountable to somebody else other than just ourselves, and we can talk about it. And at least text somebody, letting them know that we're struggling, and so they can support us. And also, it's a way that we can step outside of ourselves and recognize that that pattern of thinking is actually kind of a sick way to think. And if we're able to get out of that cycle, we're able to be more healthy mentally and psychologically. And I just noticed how powerful, there's going to be triggered constantly wherever we go, whether it's bars or plastic bags, or even for me, it's actually apples, because that's what I used to smoke marijuana with. So it was an easy way, so I just can't allow myself to be triggered by stupid things, because life can be a trigger, and so I just need to not be in my head so much when I'm feeling that way, and that way I don't continue to, basically that's like holding on to a glass of water. If we hold on to it for an hour, it's going to get really heavy, and if we hold on to it for 6 hours, it's going to get even heavier, and our arms are going to start getting sore. And if we hold it for 24 hours, it's going to get even heavier, to the point where we can't even feel our arms anymore, and we'll eventually use, because it's going to weigh us down so much that we're going to be burdened with it. And so if we're able to set that glass down and tell somebody and talk about it, then it'll be easier to not use. Just being out in nature or going and working out, obviously that can help with triggers, or going to meetings, 12-step meetings, and also, like I mentioned, calling somebody, and just letting somebody know around us how we're doing. And I think if we can check in with each other, like how we're feeling, or if we can tell that, or if our spouses or whatever can tell that we're having a hard time or whatever, sometimes they can recognize patterns of us being triggered before we even are able to recognize it. So I think if we're able to check in with each other and say, how are you doing, instead of saying good, because that's not really a feeling, it's just a state of mind, or just an easy filler word that we say sometimes without thinking, how you doing today? Good to see you. All right, later. But if we can be honest with each other and find out how the other person's doing, how we're feeling, or you know, you know, then we can talk about it. But that other person doesn't necessarily have to say, "Oh, are you being triggered right now?" Because we might not be. We might just be having a bad day or whatever. But as long as we're able to check in and how we're doing and what's going on, talk about how we've been feeling or whatever, then it makes it easier. So that significant other can recognize if we are having feelings of being triggered or if we're being negative, then then they can recognize that and maybe call us out, be assertive, and just express your feelings. I think that's important. I've learned that I need to be assertive, as I've talked about in previous videos, but that aspect of being assertive will help us also too, so that way we don't have to feel like we're continually getting angry at certain things, or even people on the road. I have an issue with road rage sometimes, and so that's definitely something I'm going to take into my recovery when I get out of here, whether I'm here for another 30 days or not. I just need to remember that. That's really all I have tonight. I know I've been a little long-winded, but I had a lot on my mind. It's not as long as my other videos, so thanks for bearing with me, and thank you very much. Have a good night, and stay sober. Keep on keeping on. I know I'm a little cheesy sometimes, but good night. Love you, Corinne.